on KFOR.
Good morning, Lincoln, Nebraska. Happy Tuesday. Welcome to the morning hookup. Phillips, enjoyable on a Tuesday. On a Tuesday.
Will Wilson inspired.
Yeah.
I wasn't looking at this.
What? Is that from his favorite band voice? Oh, not. I didn't know who that was, honestly. I thought you were bringing back, like, when you say Will Wilson, like this Skizzy Mark here. Oh, he likes Skizzy. He likes Skizzy a lot. So I didn't really, I heard it. I'm like, yeah, this. Welcome in. Good morning. Happy Tuesday. No Brian Munson today. He's under the weather. It's going around. My kid, my middle kid, I just got over it. We have like a 2.5 days. Cold, flu, measles. Oh my. Yeah.
Just randomly throwing the measles, didn't you?
It's making a round.
Just throw that. I mean, it's all making its round. But it is going on. So no Brian Munson today, but we will have one Robin Wash. It will join us, and we'll talk some hoops, Husker hoops, as we will as well. In the landscape of college basketball, there was a couple really good games last night. Well, one was good, then it wasn't very good, then it got good because of lapse of focus from one team. Another game was electric last night. The second game was really, really good as Kansas continues to roll. NFL, we'll talk about NFL, the Hall of Fame, another snub of a first team ballot Hall of Fame there. Kind of look Big Ten football a little bit, stories that we missed, and a lot of that. Just a lot going on. For me, it's a great day. It's haircut day.
Ooh.
Nothing good better than a haircut day.
I got a haircut coming up later this week. I've been counting down the days for a while. I've let it go way too long. I think I'm almost 2 months removed from my last haircut.
Oh,
just about
2 months.
It's way too long.
I have these days where I'm like, do you ever have days that are certain days that are just satisfying days? Haircut for me are just satisfying type days.
And you've done it the right time too, because when you get a haircut on a Tuesday, that means your hair will look at its best come Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yes.
Whenever you're on your golf trip.
I do that early on. I'm glad you said that. Or ironically, you say that because I will only get hair. I'm such a weirdo. Mondays or Tuesdays.
Because then they look best by the end of the week.
Yes. They grow out a little bit. Like today, I'm going to get one because I've got a lot of stuff coming up. So I'm getting today, it's one of those haircuts. It's going to be great, but I'm getting it cut just a little bit shorter because I know I have stuff coming up and it'll get to the point where I want it to be. But I'm also like a weird guy where I'm like every 2.5 weeks.
Yeah, I'm
weird.
My sweet spot is like 3.5 weeks.
Yes.
And I've let it go for like 2 months, which has been that's been a me problem.
You know, also it's really satisfying. We did this last night for dinner. Just an old school, like because of the way I grew up. I grew up in a like an apartment situation, single mom, 3 boys, whatever. We didn't have grills. We didn't do the grill thing. A nice, satisfying pan-fried hamburgers.
Oh, yep.
It's satisfying. It's a mess.
Oh, and your house is gonna smell like burgers.
Yeah, but that's glorious. Grease and meat, that's glorious. But just a satisfying pan-fried burger where your sole intention is just to nice and get it cooked well and not burn the house down, grease fire type stuff. Satisfying.
Oh, that's a good meal. That's a good meal.
Yeah.
That's
what we did. We cut up we made homemade French fries.
I had leftover pigs in a blanket.
Did you air fry those? Just pop them right back up?
Just microwaved.
Come on, man.
They don't turn out good like that, man.
You're more sophisticated than just microwaving things.
The hot dog part of it, which I didn't go. I went like more of like it was a natural casing jalapeno cheddar dog.
Ooh, there's nothing but good with a jalapeno cheddar brat type deal.
Yeah. The thing is with pigs in a blanket, the skin being a little crispy made the texture situation a little different there. But once you warmed it up, that skin softened right down. The problem was the croissant also softened right down with the pig in a blanket, so it was kind of mushy. But then I had some fresh. I roasted some veggies last night.
Yes, I knew you did something to enhance the product.
Sweet potatoes, onions, peppers. What else? Carrots.
I told you we're on the sweet potato kick. I sent you a couple of those things. You got to do those nachos one time.
Yeah, sweet potatoes are so good.
They are good.
They are good. And then anyway, today, bowling night.
Ooh,
it was a good weekend of bowling.
Yeah, I saw you were on the weekend, right? So you're like, is this tournament style? What we at?
Saturday was the city tournament.
Yeah, because you were gone. You had to like get some stuff made up, right?
Yeah. So usually our city tournament, the rest of our league was Tuesday night, but it goes throughout the week, Sunday through Sunday, or Monday through Sunday. I don't know. I'm not the bowling expert here. Somebody out there listening, I'm sure, is more of the bowling expert than I am. I'm just on a team.
You're like me. Hey, man.
And there's a whole bunch of different competitions throughout the week. So there's individual. We were in the 5-man team division.
Okay.
Bowled that. I had a great day. Now, some of my teammates who are my family members held me back. But I had a great day out there. I averaged a 195, 585 series. Like that's good for me. I hadn't bowled like that in like a year. Now my family members,
they didn't carry their weight.
Can't say the same for them.
Can we just get it all together?
I can't say the same for them. But I expect they'll have a big bounce back. And tonight we get back to the regular league bowling.
Okay, so you're just back on track now.
Back on track.
Are you in the lineup tonight?
We haven't decided. I should be.
Okay, you don't know if you're in the lineup.
My wrist has been feeling a little sore, but I think I'll
just put one of those fancy braces on.
I think
with the finger thing. Don't they have those things?
Don't I have though? I have one.
Oh gosh, can you bring it in?
I brought it in on the.
I think going forward,
right.
Just because we stream a sports show every Tuesday. Every Tuesday. It's bowling, right?
Yeah.
You need to be in gear. I need you to walk in with shirt, bag, everything. Because I know you got that flame shirt, that fire flame shirt with the 2 button down.
I ripped a hole in the armpit.
This is out. This is ridiculous. But I need full on gear. And like you need to produce the show. You're hosting and producing the show with the brace on your arm. We're missing an opportunity. Good morning, Arlo. Good morning, Flex. And good morning, Shane.
Give me 2 seconds to send myself something, and I will show you. Because I did this a couple weeks ago. Because the thing was, it was a really, really cold, like 2 weeks ago, remember?
Yeah.
And I had a high school basketball game to produce, or to go and do after the show in the afternoon. And I wasn't going to you don't leave your bowling balls in the cold. That is just my dad had a ball crack one time.
That goes with any sports equipment, by the way. There's a recommendation for you, parents. If you haven't done it during the winter times, get the baseball bats, get the golf clubs, whatever the skill set of equipment is, get it to a warm place.
Ooh, I should my golf clubs.
I'm just telling you, get them to a warm place. That's what they should be.
Yeah. But anyway, so I brought the bowling balls in with me, and I think
nobody likes cold balls.
We did pull out, and I don't actually use.
Oh, let me get to this.
I don't actually use this in competition.
That's shocking.
I bought that for a Halloween costume actually, but I keep it in the bowling bag just in case. It's not a great wrist support. It's more
it's got to go further down the wrist.
Yeah.
But you're also, I mean, that's so funny. Like you're not a thumb guy. I know that, right?
No, I don't.
You're a thumb out.
Yeah, I'm a thumb out. I'm so good on you knowing that.
I remember this. You talked about it. I remember things about the people that I'm around a lot.
You know, but I went
hang out with.
I went as Pete Weber for Halloween one year.
You had the glasses and everything.
Yeah, I can also pull that picture up.
Please do. Please do. Please share.
So you're gonna have to give me a second on that. But anyway, I did wear. Schmitty called that the gimp glove.
That's incredible. So there's a lot going on there. There we go. Welcome in. As we get to it, more pictures to come as we get through it. College basketball last night, really good. We're going to get into talking to Robin about hoops. Husker hoops, they did stay in the top 10, got to number 9. I think you said that, 8 or 9. I thought it would be 10 to 12 that they might fall to. But a lot of respect for Nebraska hoops nationally. As you see, they're still at 9. We'll look at that. Their net fell last night. Their net stayed the same. Their Kimpom fell last night because there was a couple top matchups last night. Carolina got a big win. Not a big one. Carolina made that. Boy, I tell you what, taking your foot off the gas type mentality, you got to watch yourself. Carolina was up 32 in this game. 32 in the game. They won by 10. It was like a 35-10 run by Syracuse late in this game, foot off the gas. But Carolina hangs on 87-77. Caleb Wilson last night, by the way, he's ranked number 4 right now. If you look at the mock drafts of the NBA, he's number 4 out of Carolina. There's 3 other freshmen. There's 4 freshmen in the top 4 in the mock in all the mock drafts out there. He had 22 and 9 last night. He now has, first of all, he scored in double digits his entire career so far at Carolina. It's a short one. Again, they're 18 and 4, something like that. But he now has the most 20-point games of any freshman in the country in Division I. 11 double-doubles in a very short season so far, but they get it down 87-77. Big-time matchup. The one matchup that I believe is probably the best rivalry in all of sports, and it's Puke, Carolina, Saturday.
Ooh.
Puke, Carolina, Saturday. From the Dean Dome.
That's okay.
First matchup from the Dean Dome.
Okay.
That means they'll end it. It's funny you say they'll end it. The other matchup will be senior night at Puke. Does senior night, that's another whole topic, if senior nights even matter anymore, or if it's a real thing. Don't know. It is kind of. Maybe for your guys that are like way down there.
Maybe if you're a team like Nebraska, it does have your Caleb Jacobsons and your
yes, it has those guys,
team.
But it doesn't carry the it's half these guys are going to come back and hopefully graduate later in life. But they get it done. Boy, an electrifying game last night. Boy, Kansas continues to roll. They get it done 64-61. Darren Peterson, for the 4th time all year, we talked about it yesterday. You know what he did last night? It's the 4th game all year, played over 30 minutes. He played 30-plus minutes last night in a game. And it was good, but he was great the last minute. Knocked down 2 big threes. And one of the worst turnovers I've ever seen in basketball last night. Texas Tech felt the pressure. Tech falls 64-61 in a big-time game for Kansas. They're a unique team to watch because, oddly enough, with Peterson's cramping issues and things down the line that have happened, that team has learned to develop and play without him. They've had to. They've all become really good players. They got it done last night, which that's the team that jumped you in the KenPom overnight with their win. It was a fun matchup to watch. That thing was tight all the way through. Their stud, Toppin, did not play well last night in that game.
How locked in are you on the week-to-week KenPom?
I am.
You are?
I am. I think it's telling. I think you get to a certain point in college basketball that you are minus a collapse. The KenPom, especially because it's all the futuristic stuff, I think that's more locked in as we get to mid-February probably than anything.
That's about what I'm like. We're about
like
to the
we're
time
there
where I'm starting to care what the KenPom says.
See, for me, I'm like February. I'm like the February guy.
Yeah.
Because now you're halfway through conference play. These teams are who they are, right? You are who you are. And I think there's enough data points in the KenPom to explain it to you.
There it is. The sample size has become large enough now at this point in the season.
Because if you're in Nebraska right now, I think you're 13. Minus a collapse or someone passing you because it has a big rise, you fall no lower than 20 probably in the KenPom with a lot of different things happening for you.
Well, and with say a win against Rutgers and Purdue, you
watch out. Now you're top 10
back
again.
up in the top 10. And that's why I care about it is what seed is Nebraska going to get come March. And Schmidt and I had this discussion yesterday. 1, 2, or 3 seed for a Husker basketball fan should mean the difference between those should mean little to you. Now, a team like Michigan, does the difference between 1 and 3 mean a little bit more? Probably. But hey, a 1, a 2, or a 3 seed all has a great chance of playing into the Sweet 16 and the Elite 8.
Look, those top, I would even say the top 4 lines, you have a better, that's where you're getting plus, you're getting plus matchups the first 2 rounds. Those are the top 16 teams in the country, they're saying. Minus a AQ that jumps, whatever, right? But you're saying there's plus matchups in those. And I think Nebraska fans, don't get greedy when you're talking about this, right? Don't get greedy. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I'd say 75% of your top 3 seeds, if not slightly higher than that, will be playing second weekend.
Look, there's data out there. We'll have to pull up the chart. There's a chart. You can actually Google the chart that says
based on what seed you are, you have this percentage chance of playing.
We're gonna pull this too. We'll pull it.
Okay,
because it's out there. It's out there,
and that's all I'm looking at. you want to get one of those mid-major teams that is not one of the dangerous mid-major teams. And
yeah.
will you run into could you run into a mid-major team that's a 14, 15, or 16 seed that has a hot shooting night and beats a top seed? Yeah, you can run into that.
I think
but for the most part, your 14, 15, and 16 seeds are going to be those teams that are mid-majors that they either won their bad conference or they snuck in by the skin of their teeth in the back end of March Madness, whatever it may be.
The dangerous part about those games, they don't give a crap. They got nothing to lose. And they're just going to bomb away. They're just going to get after it.
I saw
and they're going to go it's especially if you watch a lot of those games, the first halves always cause anxiety for the better seed. Because fans and national people get excited at halftime. Oh gosh, Kansas only up by 2 at half. Watch, it's coming because they will outlive you in those games.
Well, the difference is, and I heard this said, Nebraska, their matchup as a 2 seed or a 3 seed or whatever they end up being will be the most pressure a 2 or a 3 seed has on them all weekend long. Just because you've never won one, and the team knows it. You can't escape that conversation. Come March, you're not going to. And I think the team is for the most part embraced it. We talked about it with Sam Hoiberg on the Average Joe Sports Show. Like, how much does that live in your guys' head? How much do you guys talk about it? And say like, every single day. That's our motivation. That's why we work hard every single day, is because we want to be that team that has finally done it. And you hear that from a lot of Husker basketball teams. By the time that game rolls around, there will be pressure. So you'd like to put yourself in the most advantageous spot with the fact that, hey, a 15 seed, that feels a lot different than a 13 seed. It does, in terms of how dangerous that team is.
Like, I have it right here. This is some chart. This is a great chart. Like, you look at the chart. Let's say, pick it. What do we? Let's say we're a 2 seed. You're a 2 seed. To win that first round match, you play, what's that? Play the 15? Right? Yeah. 2 over the 15 in the history of the tournament. 93.1. 3 over 14. Ooh, that gets a little 85. Like, your percentages are so, I mean, even at the 5, that 512 is the one you're like, eh. History of that is 64%.
That's not great.
That ain't great. I mean, you got a better chance. I mean, it's,
What's the 4 seed line?
4 seed line. Did I miss that one? Oh, sorry. It was 412. No, 413. 80%.
Okay.
So you're saying anywhere between the 1 through 4, you're 80% chance or better to win the first opening round game. Historical data.
You'd like to be 90%.
And then what's your next game after? What's yeah, we'd have to go into the data. There's more. We could go further down. And now the next game is against who?
1 plays the winner of 8-9. 2 plays the winner of 7-10.
So 2, let's say. So then, all right, 2 over the 7 is 70%. 2 over the 10 is 65%.
Oh, because now you have a Cinderella team.
Yeah, you have somebody that's working with some, a little magic. So then the 3, they go to
6-11.
So then 3 over the 11 is 65%. And 3 over the 6 is 60%. Still plus.
But I'm liking that 2 seed. That 2 seed line feels
2 seed line feels really good.
Well, we can get into this with one and wash it. Before we go, though,
it's just interesting.
I did promise you.
I did. Let's promise.
I did promise.
Kobe, step down.
What Kobe say?
Puke by 30. Come on, Kobe.
Well, I do have this real quick here. How about there's the Pete Weber.
Oh, let's go.
The glove.
You got it. Everything. That's pretty solid.
Thank you.
That's solid. The game, I've speaking of like stepping into it, like, so I'm going on this trip this weekend. And it was the only weekend that worked for all the boys to go. And again, let's go. I had a package deal that's expiring, so we had to go, right? So use it or lose it thing. Of course, I picked the 1 week without doing any kind of research. Worked for you, worked for me, works for everybody. Let's book it and go. Well, it's Super Bowl Sunday. Fine. Saturday's Puke, Carolina. My wife and I talked to her about this last night. My wife and I, that was the first time we officially hung out. February 5th, 1998. Watching a Puke, Carolina game. Puke was 1, Carolina 2. Carolina wins by like 20. And we've watched the opening February game ever since. I'm not going to be there. This will be the 28th installment.
Yeah.
Yikes. 28th installment that would have watched together.
So was the first time an official first date, or was that
no one
casual?
official first
More
date?
of a casual?
I've made the joke before. If it had gone differently, we wouldn't be together probably.
If you could won.
If they'd have won, we'd have done things differently. So, all right, let's take our first break, and we'll continue to talk hoops, more Husker hoops coming up with Robin Washington from HuskerOnline.com.
Would you mind sending me Robin's number? I'm having issues with our.
I got you, brother.
We got that shared file So for all the people at home that are listening in the stream, we have a shared file that just has a boatload of phone numbers and contact information in it. And it's not letting me access it this morning, which I do have at this point in time a lot of the phone numbers memorized.
Let's see.
Robin is one I don't have memorized.
Let's see. You are. Oh, dang it. Or watch it. Let's hit the old share contact. Yep, I do want to share that. I want to share that with one. That's weird. Right there. You shall. But you're locked in over here beside me.
Someone's locked in?
Yeah. Smitty and Moch, you're talking. Okay. Robin Washington, come up and talk a little bracketology. I need more sunshine. Yesterday was a really nice day. What time is bowling kickoff tonight?
9 p.m.
Are you an early arriver?
Not really.
No. Hey, by the way, how proud. I didn't even text you this morning. I texted you a few stories that we could do today, but I didn't even sweat this morning.
I get Robin on.
I knew you were coming in.
Oh, of course I was.
I knew you were coming. Boop, boop, boop. Welcome back to the morning hookup. Happy Tuesday. Thank you for hanging out with us. Oh, yeah, I got a good one to start with Robin. I got a good one. I was thinking about how am I going to kick this thing off? I'm here on our guy from HuskerOnline.com. One, Robin Washington. Washington, what's up, my brother?
What's happening?
You got to set the tone for the show. Coming up, I messed up already, but coming up, Nebraska, not Nebraska, sorry. Puke and Carolina play Saturday.
Okay.
You've been in the circle before. Not many people have been allowed inside that circle to watch that type of game with me.
It's an elite club.
Yeah,
and
what's
it's
that?
an opportunity that I don't take for granted to be accepted into that circle for that game, especially the NCAA tournament game. That was about as big as it gets at Casa de Hooks.
What is it like from the outside? Because I think I'm having like my own experiences, and I forget people are even in the room with me.
So I think part of the reason I was accepted into this circle of trust is that like your actions like really didn't even like make me bat an eye, because that's how I watch like when Giants actually play games of any significance. That's how I am too. Like just completely locked in, say some borderline things, and would really turn off non-true sports fans. But and when you're with people that understand what you're going through, like I did with what you were going through, it didn't really change my perception whatsoever. In fact, it made me appreciate you more as a sports fan.
Yeah, see, it's locked in. Like, it's different. I drink out of the same glass. I kind of wear the same clothes. If things change, I change.
Yeah, he got multiple outfits, multiple like full-on Carolina, head to toe, Carolina slippers, Carolina hat, Carolina jersey, Carolina shirt, pants, everything you need.
It's a rite of passage. It's a weird thing, but
it's different out there. It is.
It's coming up. But you know what?
In 49 other states, it's just basketball.
I feel like this year in Husker Hoops, it's changing everybody here as well. Watch it. Let's talk a little hoops. You know what? I want to ask, the biggest thing for me is, as you see the polls come back out, we're locked into February, still in the top 10. Talk about the national landscape for Nebraska right now, because you kind of talk bracketology a little bit, where they're at, but you're starting to see that gaining of respect. I say they're putting the good name on the brand right now when you look at Nebraska hoops.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's not a question anymore of, is Nebraska good? Like, I think that everybody understands that they're a very good team, that when things are clicking for them, they can compete with anybody. I still think that there's reservations about like how far people want to take the definition of good. Like, I think, looking at different outlets like Field of 68 or whatever, like they still view Nebraska as a team that might not even get out of the round of 32. And I think a lot of that is just because it's Nebraska and people have been waiting for reasons to dismiss them and rule them out of legit contention for like championship contention. And 2 losses to top 10 teams, now top 5 teams, apparently is enough for people to rule Nebraska out and say, oh, they're not good enough now. We told you, like they're a fine team, but they're not a real championship contender. So I think that there's still some of that Nebraska's battling on the national scene. But I think within the Big Ten, I don't think it's a question whatsoever. I think the entire conference understands that Nebraska is the real deal. And, especially when they're at full strength and playing their best basketball, there's not a team in the conference that they can't compete with and beat. So slowly but surely, they're starting to earn that respect. I think nationally, you're starting to get believers, but still there's some hesitation out there, I think, to truly consider Nebraska a team that could make a deep run in March and legitimately compete for a Final Four, maybe even beyond.
If Nebraska does, in fact, not to look too far ahead, because there's a big bounce back opportunity on Saturday, but if it's 0-3 against Michigan, Illinois, and Purdue in this stretch here, with Purdue coming a week from tonight, what would your reaction be? Would that change anything with what you believe about this team? Because it does feel like they're in a bit of a lull. They need to get Rink's legs back, and I'm not sure. The book is out, but you've seen 2 teams now back-to-back games be grabbing Nebraska off ball and daring the Big Ten officials to make a call, and thus far the Big Ten officials have let that play.
Yeah, I mean, if they lose those 3, I think it probably bumps them, at least for the moment, out of the conference championship, like regular season championship conversation. Because right now, say it's about a 4-team race, and if you lose to 2 of those teams and span 3-4 games, like that's, or actually 3 of those teams, that's kind of a tough spot to be in. But I don't think it really derails the kind of big picture aspirations for this team. Like a conference championship, all that stuff, like that's obviously a great goal, but the reality is that this season has been all about what you do in March. And so I don't think losing to those teams, especially with the Michigan game being what it was, they just got beat against Illinois. And again, they weren't at full strength, but Illinois was the better team. And I don't think there was really any question about it on that night. But they also went and beat Illinois in their place. So that's kind of a even serve right there. So you lose to Purdue, who knows what Purdue's going to be here in a couple of weeks. Like they have been struggling the last 3 in a row. And they just kind of flipped the switch, and I think the big thing, they got Lawyer going. He's kind of their X factor, where you have Trey Kaufman-Wren and Braden Smith. If you get Lawyer playing at a high level, that makes Purdue what everyone thought Purdue was going to be going into the year. So, like, the thing you have to keep in mind is those, if they were to lose to Purdue, those 3 losses would be against 3 of the best teams in all college basketball. And so it's hard for me to punish Nebraska too much for that. If anything, it maybe knocks them down for the moment off that like top tier conversation, but that still doesn't diminish the fact that Nebraska is a very good team and a team that can not only position themselves well in going into the NCAA tournament, but win multiple games once they get there. And, we can't get too far ahead of ourselves. Like, going into the year, if I would have told you that, people would jump on it 100 times out of 100. And so, yes, okay, if you lose to Purdue, then maybe your chances of a conference title are diminished. But in terms of the ultimate goal for what this season could be and needs to be for this program, I don't think it changes much whatsoever.
One of the things I brought up there was Michigan and Illinois. They're grabbing off ball of Nebraska's shooters as Nebraska tried to run their sets. You don't usually get a Fred Hoiberg that goes and complains about the officiating. He made a point to bring that up post game. What do you make of that? That's a bit of a different tune from him to be so frustrated as to get up in front of a post game press conference and say, "Yeah, I don't like how they're letting the defenses grab Price Sanford off ball and grab the shooters off ball." What do you make of that?
Yeah, I mean, he picks his spots with that kind of stuff. He stopped himself from saying too much more, but clearly that was a frustration for him. And it's especially amplified when, Price is such a critical part to your offense. And he was so critical because Rink was struggling so bad. So I do think there's a bit of a ripple effect there. Like, teams can put all their onus on, trying to bully Price off the ball, but when you do that, you leave guys open. That's why Braden Frager hit 6 threes. And if you add Rink into that conversation, you get 4 or 5 threes out of him, sure, yeah, go ahead. Let Price basically be a decoy and let the 4 other guys on the floor go off. So I do think there's a trade-off, and the problem against Illinois and Michigan is Nebraska didn't have anybody to capitalize on that, where when the book is out that you got to take Price out, because if you don't account for Price Sanford, he will take over a game and go off for 20 before you even know it. So teams have kind of said, well, we're going to take him away and make other guys beat us. And with the way Rink has struggled to shoot the ball in particular, I think that's allowed teams to get away with it. Now, I think that plan changes if you put all that emphasis on guarding the perimeter around Rink or around Price. Rink knocks down a couple threes, draws your bigs out, and then suddenly the entire paint is wide open. That's kind of the hope that Nebraska can combat that defensive strategy teams have been having. Is that starts with Rink getting back to being Rink, and not just from a shooting standpoint. Obviously, that's kind of the first domino, but then everything that comes with that, with his ability as a passer, and all the off-ball stuff that goes on beyond Rink shooting and Price catching shooting. So that's I think where it starts, and they need more than Price. It's basically what it comes down to, because teams can do that right now because they're not really worried about Rink beating them. Braden went off, but clearly that wasn't enough. So the more help Price can get, the less teams are going to be able to prioritize him so much defensively off the ball.
Watch it. Let's talk a little about the greater thing as you look. Again, this season is going great. I don't want to take away from it, but looking ahead, and you talk about, we've heard they're very good. They're good. What does this Nebraska team need to do in the future to get to great? Because you look around the landscape of college basketball, and again, this gets into the recruiting. They had some studs in town on Sunday, which might be one of those guys we need, have number 7 kid in the class in town. But you look around, you got guys like Peterson at Kansas, Wagler, who's a stud at Illinois, Wilson at Carolina, who's the kid at Michigan, Lindenborg, is that his name? At Michigan.
Lindenborg.
Yeah.
So
you just look at the top end talent on these teams, and I think that's a separation that Nebraska might be missing, and maybe that's coming in the future.
Yeah, I mean, for one, to be in the great conversation, you got to beat the great teams, and they beat Illinois, which is they beat Michigan State, and so that kind of started to put them in that category. And again, there's reasons why they struggled against Michigan and struggled against Illinois, but they lost those games. And so inherently, until you beat the best of the best consistently, people are going to have doubts about you, especially when you have Nebraska on the front of your jersey. So like that's kind of where it is for Nebraska right now. They had 2 opportunities to further cement themselves in that elite conversation, and they missed on the last 2. So still time to do it. You go and beat Purdue, then all of a sudden people start looking at you a little differently again. But from a talent standpoint, Nebraska's got really good college players. They've got a couple guys in Price and Braden that you could really make a case to be potential draft picks down the road. Thing is, like, we're looking at Price and Braden as Price maybe being a second rounder, Braden, if his trajectory continues, maybe working his way into the first round. But like Keaton Wagler is a top 5 pick. Yaxel's a top 5 pick. Braden Smith's a multi-time All-American. Like the elite teams have elite talents, and Nebraska has a very good talent. With multiple players that can do a lot of different things, but no one on that roster right now is a bona fide lottery pick. And that's the difference right now. And it's hard to get guys like that, especially for a program like Nebraska. So, for them to do what they've done, I think even speaks more volumes to the job that Fred Hoiberg and his staff have accomplished thus far. But the reality is that, in that Illinois game, Illinois had the best player on the floor. And Wagler was unstoppable. He did everything for that team. And you surround him with, professional talent. That's what makes Illinois so good right now. And Nebraska right now just doesn't have a horse like a Wagler or a Lundeberg who, can be that difference maker where you just give them the ball and go win the game. Like, they've got a lot of guys that can help you win a game, but I don't know if they have the one player that can take things over from start to finish.
Robin Washut with us here, HuskerOnline.com, as we talk some Husker hoops. And Robin, I know the game everyone's got circled is next Tuesday against Purdue, but you have to have a game. You have to go out to Piscataway. That's been a tough place for Nebraska to go and get wins, a long journey out there. But this Rutgers team also is not very impressive this year, to put it nicely. How do you preview this game coming up Saturday morning?
It's all about Nebraska. I mean, for one, they got to get healthy. They got to get ranked back to 100%. That's priority 1, 2, 3. Braden needs to get his dynamic off the ball, off the dribble ability back. He hit 6 threes, but he didn't really do a lot else. Like, you never saw him really force the issue, put his head down, and muscle his way to the basket that you saw him do against Indiana or Ohio State or those types of games. So, you need him to get back to full form. And, that's when that happens, Nebraska, I think, shouldn't have any problem with a team like Rutgers. But that being said, it's the Big Ten and it's a road game, and road games are hard. I don't care who you're playing, where you're playing. Michigan almost lost to Penn State. And there's games that you think there's no chance a team can have, but for whatever reason, that kind of stuff goes out the window when you're playing on the road, especially these longer road trips. And like I said, the RAC's hard place to play for whatever reason for Nebraska, and Rutgers is going to look at that Illinois tape and they're going to say, hey, we're going to be just as physical as they were. They're the officials to call it and try to throw Nebraska out of rhythm. And if you can get Nebraska out of rhythm, who knows what can happen. So I think that there's certainly reason for Nebraska to make sure they're not overlooking anything in this game, despite Rutgers' struggles, despite on paper Nebraska being clearly the better team. But all bets are off when you get into these road environments and suddenly things aren't going the way you want, and you have to kind of respond on the fly, especially if Rutgers is able to utilize its biggest strength, and that's just kind of being a little bit bigger and stronger. So it's the other X factor here too. I don't know if you guys have been following this, but there's like a promotion going on Saturday with this weird anime trading card thing. And tickets are it's sold out, and tickets are going for like $200 on the secondary market, because you can get these cards and then you can sell them for, triple, quadruple the price online. I'm fascinated to see what the crowd is like at the rack. Like, how many people are actually going to like stick around and like be there for the entire game? How dialed in is that crowd going to be? Are they just there for the cards, or are they actually like there to like cheer on their team to a game? And like, just like what is Nebraska actually walking into with, like, you look at the Ticketmaster or whatever, like looks like it's going to be the biggest game of the year for them, but is it just the biggest promotion of the year for them? They don't actually care about what happens on the court. So that's one thing that is impossible to predict. And if Nebraska finds itself in an atmosphere that is, a sold out house and, fans are actually dialed in, then, that adds even more challenge to the task ahead.
I'm crying a little bit here, thinking about a bunch of wizard costumes rolling into Jersey Mike's.
Hopefully we get a lot of that.
Robin, were you
the dudes that aren't going to do much?
Yes.
Were you a trading card guy growing up with anything? Pokemon, sports cards, anything like that?
Pokemon.
Yeah, I mean, I did like sports cards like a normal person. I didn't do anything like the cartoon trading cards or anything like that. I had an extensive NFL football card collection, though.
Oh, again, we're speaking. Watch it.
I had some Pokemon cards growing up. That's different.
I know you did.
That's different.
That thing has become big, by the way. I said this yesterday, watch talking about, and we'll get back. I'm going to ask you about bracketology, but I took my boys to the card shop the other day. They have their own Pokemon section with an employee manning just that section now.
That's wild.
Yeah, it's wild.
It's a world I don't know anything about.
Yes, keep your kids in jerseys. Watch it. Let's talk. Give me a little update, like bracketology. When do you start looking at it? When are you comfortable with it? Because I know there's a lot of stuff. I start looking now. Like February for me, it's like, all right, you can now get a pick on Kim Pom look. You might minus a collapse. You're not going to fall as far as this, or you'll go as high as this. Because I think you're getting to that moment now where you are. And then talk about that, and then a little bit of update about where you see Nebraska. Because I know anywhere right now it's 1 to 3 where you look at it. So talk about that, and can we just? People have already asked. Can we just book our rooms to Oklahoma City?
Well, Nebraska needs to take care of business and stay a top 3 seed. Because if you get in that 4 line, then you really don't have much control at all about where you're going. So I think as long as they're a top 3 seed, OKC makes a lot of sense, especially if they're a top 2 seed. So right now, they've kind of fallen off that 1 line for the most part. I think the consensus is around a 2 to a 3. So now Nebraska's kind of got to hold serve and make sure they stay there. If they do, teams do get to submit a preference of where they go. And given some of the other teams that are on that 1 seed conversation, not many of them are probably going to be banging down the door to go to OKC. So that should be on the table for Nebraska, especially if they're 2. 3 gets a little more questionable, and 4, then you're kind of just keeping your fingers crossed. So there's still work to be done to solidify that. But I think as of yesterday, when I did my last bracket update, Bracket Matrix, which is a site that charts all of the most established bracketology projections, they had Nebraska in on 97 of all 97 brackets. Team rankings that does their thing, they were in 100% of brackets. Like basically everybody says Nebraska's a lock. So for the first time in my career, Nebraska it's not a question of if they get in the tournament. Like you're moving into that kind of next spoiled tier where it's not if you get it, it's where you're going and what's the most ideal path that you can position yourself to be in. So it's a good place to be, obviously. But for Nebraska to get OKC, which I can say with pretty good confidence that would be their preference. I know there's some thought about St. Louis, which wouldn't be a bad fallback whatsoever. But I think if they had their pick, it would be OKC in at least the 2-15 game. That would be a dream scenario, because then pretty much you are setting yourself up as best as humanly possible to finally get that first win.
Robin, last thought here, about 2 minutes.
Yep.
We do need to switch gears here, talk some football. Josh Martin, he's going to head down to Texas, be a high school football coach. What the heck is Nebraska going to do at special teams coordinator?
Who knows? Matt Rule didn't seem all that nervous about it, thinking that they could just kind of hand the baton off internally. Well, the problem is Martin was the guy that was the only coach with special teams in his title. He was the natural choice to do that. So I don't know if they just go back to making it a collective staff effort, or if he tries to make another outside hire. I don't know. I think we're supposed to talk to him here on Thursday with like their signing day pre-spring press conference. So I'm sure that will be one of the first questions asked of him. But right now, from the outside looking in, it just feels like Brass is just kind of scrambling a little bit right now, and stuff like this doesn't help eliminate that narrative. So you just got to hope that Rule has a plan, and a plan B and a C and a D and all that stuff, because they've had to adjust on the fly quite a bit this offseason with how they're handling the portal, their recruiting, coach stuff. Like, there just seems to be a lot that hasn't gone to the perceived plan for this offseason. So add that to the list. I don't know how the preferred choice of path the Brass is going to take with that one, but clearly it's something they need to do, because you saw that special teams upgrade won them a couple games that got them to a bowl game. And, so what happened 2 years ago when you don't have good special teams, it keeps you out of the postseason. So they need to make sure that they address this in the best way possible, but what that route is going to be, I honestly have no idea.
Hey, real quick thought. Shefty reporting sources are saying that Giants got their OC now.
Yeah, Matt Nagy.
How about that?
I guess, whatever. But I'm glad they didn't go the route of just some, like, unproven, like, 26-year-old dude that, like, because, I mean, like, I want somebody established. I knew Harbaugh was going to lean more towards established. Todd Monken was supposed to be the guy, obviously, and then the Browns somehow convinced him that Shedeur Sanders was going to give him a chance to be successful.
Well, the guy's a Pro Bowler.
So, yeah, Pro Bowler quarterback, I guess. But, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, I guess. This will be the second offensive coordinator Jackson Dart has had that was, the QB coach coordinator for Patrick Mahomes. So, if anything, you're at least following in a good line there of successful quarterbacks to model yourself after. So we'll see. I trust Harbaugh, and Harbaugh we trust, and hopefully Nagy's time in KC and the success that they had rubs off on Big Blue Nation here.
Wash it, you're the man. Appreciate you, brother. Take care of yourself. We'll talk to you real soon.
Yep, see you guys.
Robin Watch, HuskerOnline.com. Great stuff from him. Coming up, we'll talk a little Big Ten football, some NFL, some more snubbing going on in the Hall of Fame, and a whole lot more, and a whole lot of you. Take a break. We'll be right back.
Hey, it's Chris Schmidt. Find us with the Average Joe Sports Show. Talking Big Red and beyond. Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 on KFOR. And can stream KFORnow.com.
Colder weather means spending more time inside your home. And as your local Carrier experts, Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you improve your indoor comfort. From optimizing the performance of your heating and cooling system to ensuring your indoor air is cleaner and healthier, Wellman is committed to delivering premium comfort and helping you breathe a little easier. For repairs or replacement, see what's possible at wellmanheating.com. Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning and Carrier, for the world we share.
Are you living with dry AMD? If so, you could be on the road to geographic atrophy, or GA, a condition that leads to retinal cell death and permanent vision loss. But with Izervay, you can
slow it down, get it going slower.
Izervay slows GA progression by targeting a key source of retinal cell death, which may help preserve your vision longer. Izervay, or Avastin Capted Pagel, is a prescription eye injection used to treat GA. Don't take it if you have an infection or active swelling in or around your eye. Izervay can cause eye infection, retinal detachment, or increased risk of wet AMD. Izervay may temporarily increase eye pressure. Your vision may be impaired after an eye injection or exam. Don't delay. Ask your doctor about Izervay today.
Izervay gets GA going slower.
Visit Izervay.com. That's IZERVAY.com. Paid for by Astellas Pharma.
Hey, I got you something. What's this? Just a little Galentine's gift from Jewelry Television.
JTV, I love their jewelry. I had my eye on this pearl bracelet on JTV.com. Plus, I love their colored gemstone jewelry. And have you seen their gold?
Right now, take up to 70% off select jewelry and gifts at JTV.com.
You are not going to believe their gemstones and their artisan collections. Gorgeous.
Are you going to open your gift?
It's a pearl bracelet.
Visit JTV.com.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, it's Chris Schmidt. Find us with the Average Joe Sports Show. Talking Big Red and beyond. Monday through Friday, 4 to 6 on KFOR. And you can stream KFORnow.com.
Is your furnace ready for the cold winter? Call the pros at Bryant. No matter what make or model, Bryant will perform a thorough heating check, giving you peace of mind. 4 steps to ensure a warm home throughout the season. Bryant also offers free second opinion heat exchange checks. Before you spend thousands on a new furnace, let Bryant check it free. Anytime you need furnace service or repair, just call Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing. 467-1111. Bryant, whatever it takes.
Which room in your home could use new flooring? Carpets Direct is your #1 source for all things floors, providing free in-home estimates, unparalleled service, and a 2-year guarantee. Your home should be your sanctuary, and Carpets Direct has you covered. From plush carpet, luxury vinyl, hardwood, laminate, and sheet vinyl flooring, Carpets Direct is the ultimate flooring destination. Call or visit today, South 48th Street, Lincoln.
On the battlefield, there's a saying America's military men and women live by. Never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Off the battlefield, Wounded Warrior Project operates with the same goal. We leave no warrior behind. Wounded Warrior Project is a non-profit organization created to help armed men and women returning home with the scars of war. Whether those scars are physical or mental, we're here to make sure that they heal. And whether it's helping those with post-traumatic stress disorder live a normal life again, or giving much-needed support to injured warriors in veterans' hospitals, because no one deserves our help more than the men and women who risk their lives to keep us safe. Wounded Warrior Project. We never leave a fallen warrior behind, ever. Learn more about what we do at woundedwarriorproject.org.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
I'm Ernie Hudson, actor, cancer survivor, and father of 4. As a dad, there's nothing I wouldn't do to protect my kids from cancer. The human papillomavirus, or HPV, can cause 6 types of cancer, but the HPV vaccine can stop cancer before it starts. Girls and boys should get the vaccine at 11 or 12, and there's a catch-up option for teens and young adults. For more information, go to preventcancer.org.
Lincoln's local news, talk, sports, and weather station. FM 101.5, 1240 AM, KFOR, and KFRX HD3, Lincoln.
From ABC News, I'm Sherry Preston. Bill and Hillary Clinton have agreed to testify in the House Oversight Committee's investigation into Jeffrey Epstein. ABC national correspondent Stephen Portnoy says now that those millions of Epstein-related files have been released.
The former president and former Secretary of State now say they're willing to sit for separate depositions. But House Oversight Chair James Comer says he still needs to clarify what it is the Clintons are agreeing to and then discuss next steps with colleagues. A person familiar with the matter says if the Clintons don't agree to the committee's terms, the House will move forward with a vote to hold the couple in contempt of Congress, which could lead the Justice Department to pursue criminal charges against them.
Both the Clintons deny they knew Jeffrey Epstein was doing anything illegal. They also say they have already told the committee under oath everything they know. The board of directors at the Walt Disney Company has elected a new CEO. ABC's Mike Dubusky with more.
CEO Bob Iger will pass the torch to Josh D'Amaro, the current head of Disney Experiences. That's the division which oversees Disney's theme parks and cruise ships. It earned $36 billion in revenue last year. D'Amaro has been with the company for 28 years. It's the second time Disney leadership has selected a replacement for Iger. In 2020, Bob Chapek took over the role as CEO before Iger returned in 2022. Disney is the parent company of ABC News. Mike Dubusky, ABC News.
Officials in Arizona believe the mother of Today Show host Savannah Guthrie was abducted from her Tucson home, and they believe it happened this past weekend. Pima County Sheriff Chris Nanos is shocked.
To be in your own bedroom, in your own bed, safe and secure in your own home, and to be taken like that in the middle of the night, that is not Tucson.
The House is expected to vote today on what would reopen the federal government, which has been partially shut down over funding for alleged heavy-handed tactics at ICE. Democrats are demanding changes at the Department of Homeland Security. You're listening to ABC News.
We'll admit, we've already thrown in the towel on the New Year's resolution.
Yeah, and we made it through dry January. But one healthy new habit we're sticking with is Active Liver from New Nordic. Did you know your liver works around the clock processing food, sugar, alcohol, and everyday toxins? All things that can really impact your health.
That's why daily support matters. Active Liver is designed to help protect normal liver function and support your body's natural detox process.
With trusted ingredients like milk thistle, turmeric, and artichoke extract, it's gentle enough to take all year long.
No harsh cleanses, no extreme detoxes, just simple daily liver support. We really feel the difference.
Yup, more energy and the peace of mind knowing we can enjoy the good things in life while giving our liver the love it needs.
Active Liver is available online at Amazon or NewNordicUSA.com. Or you can find it in stores at CVS, Meijer Grocery, Wegmans, and now Active Liver is available at your local GNC.
Work continues in the search for two missing people presumed to be dead. Good morning. I'm Jeff Modes. Cloudy, 29 degrees at KFOR. As the two suspects in the presumed deaths of 26-year-old Hannah Neville and 27-year-old Roberto Tanner of Stromsburg are set to appear in Lancaster County Court later today to be formally charged, Lincoln police are out searching for the bodies of the two victims.
We have a lot of people just walking in areas that we have interest in, but no specific location.
Lieutenant Dustin Romshek says they're still working on the cause of death for Neville and Tanner, but the most important thing is to find their bodies. Two suspects, 24-year-old Sterling James and 22-year-old Sadie Titus, are facing murder charges. Titus is accused, though, of aiding and abetting. More of this story is up at KFORnow.com. Lincoln police are still investigating what's being considered a hit and run from early Sunday evening at 8th and M Street, where an officer was injured while directing traffic after the Nebraska men's basketball game. Chief Michonne Morrow was asked by reporters Monday if there is a suspect vehicle in mind.
Yes, I'm not ready to share that information yet. I think that our investigation will allow us to make that contact without having to share it in advance with the media. Again, I very much appreciate the willingness to put that information out for us.
Morrow says they're still piecing together witness accounts and surveillance video from the area. She says the injured officer is at home recovering for a few days and is expected to return to work later this week. The Polar Plunge is coming up February 21st in Holmes Lake Park and showing support for the Special Olympics. Lincoln Parks and Rec Director Maggie Stuckey-Ross told Lincoln's Morning News on KFOR today, folks wanting to show support need to plunge in the lake during the winter.
So much fun if you want to bundle up and watch all these crazy people, myself included. You are welcome out there.
Polar Plunge again will be at Holmes Lake starting at 11 a.m. on February 21st. Staying cloudy here through much of the day today. We'll see a high around 36. I'm Jeff Motes, KFOR News.
Colder weather means spending more time inside your home. And as your local carrier experts, Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning is here to help you improve your indoor comfort. From optimizing the performance of your heating and cooling system to ensuring your indoor air is cleaner and healthier, Wellman is committed to delivering premium comfort and helping you breathe a little easier. For repairs or replacement, see what's possible at wellmanheating.com. Wellman Heating and Air Conditioning and Carrier, for the world we share.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats.
This is the Morning Hookup on KFOR.
Welcome back to the Morning Hookup, hour number 2. Thanks for hanging out with us. Special thanks to Robin Washington, HustlerOnline.com. Steve Malone, what's up? He had the Oogie in the building on Sunday. Out sick. His back is still hurt, but he was out sick. He called the rink. So he was away from the team, I think, the whole week. I think they're going to navigate in that. That goes all the way back to Indiana. I think that Indiana game was very pivotal for him. Because any minute or any time in the game after that, there's no chance that his season is what it is. I don't think we see the rest of the way out. So, but he wasn't there. He's sick. He was away from the team the entire time. Coming up, a little NFL talk. A lot of stories that we missed. You know what else is coming up? Again, that my planning of my week of being my weekend being gone, it just gets worse every time. I'm gonna have a great time. I'm gonna have a great time, I think. But we're 3 days away from the opening ceremonies of the Olympics, the Winter Olympics. There's a lot of stories coming out of that, but it gets us in the talk of, you and I were talking during the break about this, like the Olympics. I love the Olympics. I love it. It's like watching the Masters, but for a longer time.
Yeah, I love everything it stands for.
It's like you're being like an American, right? Like you're rooting for all the Americans and all the sports, but you're also locked into these most of these amateur athletes with magnificent performances, them living their dreams out for their countries, the pride of all wherever they're from. And you look at the ceremonies and you see, you see the United States and China, they're all walking out with massive, but the cool thing of that one little country that's got 3 athletes and they're just the pride of their flag they're carrying. It's amazing.
How many stories? Remember the Jamaican bobsled team?
Oh, yes.
Where the whole country comes together. Jamaica bobsled?
Come on now.
That was beautiful.
It's a great movie, by the way. You should go check that. And then that's really fun.
Cool Runnings.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And then they actually did it.
It's
incredible. But it's the stories like that, and then it's just the heart that so many of these athletes show over the course of years. It's 4 years working behind the scenes, working in the shadows. A lot of these folks are working normal person jobs, and then in the evenings, in the early mornings, they're getting their workouts in. They're doing what they need to do over the course of years to get that one opportunity on the world stage to
fundraising,
to go compete against the best of the best. That's why I said I love everything the Olympics stands for. It's not about basketball players. I mean, and I know basketball players play in the Olympics. We have some fun with it, but it's not about the millions of dollars that can be made by being an Olympic athlete.
The pride, man.
It's about the pride. It's about using your God-given gifts to go compete against the best of the best on the world stage to prove to yourself and to your country and to the world. I deserve to be here. I'm the best at what I do. I love it. I love the Olympics.
Speaking of that pride, and we're going to get into the talk here in a minute about winter versus summer Olympics, because you've got the opening ceremonies again, 3 days away. It's going to run February 6th through the 22nd of February, because we're only 2 short years, by the way, away from the Summer Olympics out in LA. But speaking about pride, this story, we know it's probably her last chance to be an Olympic athlete. We all know where she's been from, where she's come from. And that's one Lindsey Vonn. So she had a little accident the other day. So they've been trying to figure out what's going on, what they're going to do. She is now saying she's going to compete. She's going to compete in the Winter Olympics for America with a completely ruptured ACL, plus meniscus damage, plus bone bruising. She's going to lace them up, put the skis on, and go out and do it. She went skiing on Tuesday, by the way. Today. She skied today with a brace on her left knee. She said it feels stable. It feels strong. She's confident she can race. She'll do everything in her power to be in the starting gate when it opens up. Quote from her. 41 years old.
And I guess there's no, you're not worried about the rest of your career. This is the rest of your career.
She's been 6 years away.
This is it. This is her last Olympics.
Which is, by the way, crazy her return after 6 years, because obviously went through a lot of stuff on that right knee, by the way. That's not the first time. But do you realize that she's won twice this year and been on the podium 3 other times at her age, returning after 6 years, after whatever crazy knee stuff that she had done?
If she comes back just a few weeks removed from an ACL tear and finishes on the podium,
get out of here. That'd be one of the greatest Olympic stories you ever.
Exactly.
It like not just American Olympic story. That'd be one of the greatest Olympic stories.
Especially with how much strain is on your knees whenever you're out there skiing. Now, there's been stories out there of folks who've competed and played without ACLs. A lot of them, it's not you suffer the traumatic injury, you get right back out there. The only one I can really think of in recent memory is Phillip Rivers.
Yeah.
He played the AFC title game. It was a loss, but he was heart of a warrior, went out and played against the Patriots with the torn ACL.
Yep.
Remember that one. But John Elway played his entire career without an ACL.
Yep.
And again, the difference is that with those athletes, you have time to build up other muscle structures in order to help stabilize the knee a little bit. But Joe Namath, John Elway, Heinz Ward, people that have played without an ACL.
Yep.
Apparently, I didn't know this. I just Googled this. Zlatan Ibrahimovic played it 6 months after an ACL tear.
Wow.
While at AC Milan.
Wow. But this is like uncharted territory. Maybe I'm missing out or whatever, but like this is like less than a week after the crash. She's out skiing. It'll be amazing. Hopefully that she does get to that starting block. Be a great story. It's a great story in itself for her just to be there, to get to that starting block. Now, hopefully that it's all like, don't get over your skis, that you don't go hurt something else based on the fact that you're injured knowing this going into it, you know? But do you have what's your favorite sport in each side? Now, I would say this. I am a Summer Olympic person. I love the Olympics in general. I am summer.
Oh, yeah. Summer Olympics is more fun. Sorry, no offense, Winter Olympics.
No offense. Not at all. Give me swimming. Basketball's basketball. That's fine.
That's fine. The team sports.
Give me swimming.
Team sports in the Summer Olympics. Whew. I like whenever you get some of those U.S. wrestlers that go far, the wrestling is fun.
Yeah. How about just gymnastics, women's gymnastics?
Oh, dude.
They fire swimming and just fire you up.
But you get some fun ones.
Volleyball, beach volleyball.
Don't give me that eyebrow raise.
I'm just saying.
There are some fun ones. I love figure skating in the Winter Olympics.
Yes.
Because it just looks freaking impossible. And speed skating.
Triple lutz. Oh, speed skating is awesome.
Speed skating is fun.
You know what underrated sport, the competition in the summer that I love watching? I find myself watching it. Water polo. The stamina. They tread water that long. It's incredible. Like that's an endurance.
All while playing like it's a physical sport. It's a contact
yes.
sport.
In the pool. It's amazing.
Have you heard about the new sports in the Olympics this year?
I'm anti-new sports.
There's one cool one.
What is it? Like curling just doesn't do it.
Ski mountaineering.
What are we doing?
The athletes have to climb the mountain before they ski down it.
They have to climb the mountain. So we're like free solo up to the mountain.
Maybe not free solo, but
that's what they should do. If you want to make it interesting, let's free solo this thing to the top. Ski down with your gear attached.
So I believe it's a timed event. So you climb up from a certain point up to the top of the mountain and ski down it.
Mm-hmm.
And whoever has the quickest time from climbing up and skiing down wins. That sounds fun. I think that sounds somewhat exciting whenever you see somebody climbing a mountain. Like, oh man, they only have 10 minutes to get to the top before they have to ski down it. That sounds fun.
And that's in the Winter Olympics. Always, it'll never get old. it always brings back, obviously, you want to talk about the Miracle on Ice. There's a new documentary out, I think, on Netflix. Is it called Miracle or The Miracle?
Something I heard it's a good documentary.
Yeah, I've heard there's unseen footage by even some of the guys that were there, unseen footage that they've never seen. But it brings back all those great memories of watching the Olympics, of moments that happened. I used to love to watch boxing. That's kind of fallen away. Some of the electric Olympic boxers that come through. The Dream Team. I love the Olympics.
Have you heard some of the drama with the ice hockey facility this year?
No.
They like totally screwed it up. Whole bunch of big delays. The scoreboard was not the scoreboard they initially wanted, so it sucks and it's tiny. I think they somehow screwed up the dimensions of it, and the neutral zone on the ice isn't wide enough. So they have this tiny little neutral zone in between the offensive ends. Apparently the quality of the ice, I've just seen this story from the AP saying they've been asking some of the hockey players, and the ice quality
not good
has been, it's been all right, but it's just everything else about the arena is just terrible.
You're 3 days away from opening ceremonies. I really like it. I'm going to have to figure out how to watch that. They actually kick off some events, by the way, before opening ceremonies, which is always unique. There's some starting tomorrow. Nope, Thursday. Maybe it's Thursday. I'm kind of scrolling through this. Looks like Wednesday. They're actually going to have some alpine, some men's official timing for alpine skiing. There's that sport. And the mixed doubles of curling start. I don't understand that one. I feel like when you're curling, you should be holding a beer.
Yeah. Well, you
it's like playing bags.
While you're on your trip, you can be watching curling and drinking beer. I don't know when curling starts. Yeah, you can sit there, drink a beer, and watch curling.
Yeah, but you should be if you're in the sport, it should be required.
Some of the curling, the later, I can't sit there and watch all the preliminary events in curling. But once you get to the finals, I can watch some of the curling finals. That's pretty fun.
Hockey, they got women's hockey kickoff. This could be. It's awesome. It's 16 days of pure magic. But we're 2 years away, not too long ago, 2 short years away from the LA Olympics, the summer, which would be a lot of fun.
It feels like the Winter Olympics, so it's fun. It's a bit of a placeholder. You know, it's all right, we'll give you something to watch here with some fun events, but all the summer events, some of those are incredible.
Amazing. So, all right, good stuff. I love the Olympics. But it's coming up, 3 days, opening ceremonies. Let's take a break, come back, talk a little NFL. More Hall of Fame snub news. That's an interesting topic as we're navigating those decisions and future decisions that are coming up. Let's talk about that and a whole lot more when we return.
Craig asked Elijah, what sport can't you sit and watch with a beer? That's a great point. That's a very good point.
Good point. We got you.
Point well taken.
Let me go into this. I gotta fix this.
No, I think ski mountaineering is going to be fun, though.
Might be an inch. I'll give it a shot. I'll give it a look. How about that? I just don't want it to get watered down for me.
James Harden put in a trade request?
Yeah.
Missed that.
It's another big one out there. Well, I think they know their run might be over because the old Paul George news.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, well,
we are coming back here.
Okay. Welcome back into the morning. Hookup. Happy Tuesday. Look, like you get buzzes on your phone. People know where you are. And they text you, go, my bad. I'm getting those. You know where I'm at. Boy, some would you call it surprising NFL news that's happening? Hall of Fame. A lot of stuff turning around the Hall of Fame. Right? Obviously, go back to Bill Belichick not getting in. There's a lot of speculation about all the good stuff that follows Bill Belichick. Now get word that Kraft also not going to get in on the first time around.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
I don't hate it.
Are you surprised? Or are we getting the point of these two gentlemen, based on who they were, how they acted, some of the stuff off the field, maybe some of the stuff on the field, has affected their vote? Because it's like, you know what, Belichick, you treated me like this for forever, and guess what? Take that. You're not getting my vote.
Spygate, Deflategate, tried to cheat the system. You were an a-hole every single time I met you. You know, you're a Hall of Famer. We'll get you in.
But you're going to wait until it's time.
But we're going to get our payback for a year. Robert Kraft, I mean, massage parlors.
I mean, could be. I'm just, it's
part of it. It was a stain. It was a stain on his legacy.
Yeah.
Two guys that I'm sure 10 years from now we'll be they'll be in the Hall of Fame for a while. Come 10 years from now, they'll get in, and they'll get in sooner rather than later. But I feel like this is all the Hall of Fame voters saying, all right, hey, you were successful, you were great, you didn't make a lot of friends doing it, we're going to get our payback for a year. We'll make you sit on the couch and think about what you did in order to achieve your greatness.
Yep.
And then we'll get you in. We'll get you honored eventually, but we're going to make you sit and think about it for a year.
Do you also, can you see now looking ahead, they're setting up with these votes now, whether what we're talking about is to be the truth or not, that they're being slapped on the hand for what they did either during their time, off their time, all that. Precedent being set would be a big question mark. Is this the way it's going to be? Because I think at times that some of that stuff that they're being slapped on the hand for doesn't belong. Like you mentioned, the Kraft situation off the field, right? Now, maybe doesn't belong in that conversation. A guy like we talked about, how are they going to look at a one that's near and dear to us? Sue. How do you look at him when it comes up? You mentioned Aaron Rodgers. What are those individuals looked at? How are they looked at when their time comes? If that's how maybe they're looking at Kraft and Belichick. There's a lot of interesting questions come up as this type of stuff is happening. Especially in a year where you look at it, this would be in a perfect world, the perfect year for Belichick and Kraft to be in. The Patriots are in the Super Bowl. What a banner situation. First ballot, your team is in the Super Bowl.
There is a sidebar to this that has some Nebraska implications.
Mm-hmm.
Robert Kraft and Bill Belichick are both listed under the senior finalists category. So there's modern era and there's senior era. Belichick and Robert Kraft were listed. So Kraft was in the owner category. Belichick was in the coaching category. And then there were three players that were named finalists in the player category.
Who were the players?
Ken Anderson, L.C. Greenwood, and Roger Craig. A maximum of 3 of these guys could make it in. At least 1 will be selected. So with these 5 guys, 3 of them was the maximum. If you receive 80%, you get your way in, unless 4 people have at least 80%.
Yeah, wasn't Belichick 40 out of 50 votes or something like that?
He was right below the cutoff. Right below the cutoff line.
How important is that? They're like, hey, do you feel it? Almost there.
Now, it should be noted, if no one reaches 80%, that 80% threshold, the highest vote getter, the one would make it in. But if Belichick and Kraft both were below the line,
who is above it?
We've been waiting a long time for Roger Craig to get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Is anyone more deserving? The first 1,000 rushing yards, 1,000 receiving yards.
It's a travesty he's not even there.
I mean, how many guys from that 49ers team are in already? Most of them, right?
Mm-hmm.
The one notable snub has been Roger Craig for years and years and years.
He's relatable to Dale Murphy in baseball.
And if Kraft and Belichick get snubbed, would that lead you to believe that Ken Anderson and Roger Craig are the ones getting the votes?
You know, it could be. You could the voters could have gotten the list going, you know what? And I don't know the whole criteria. Like, I know it's on the field, all that. Like, they might, like, the voters are human beings that dealt with these people throughout their careers. And it could have been one of those intangible marks that said, all right, yes, 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 but no. Yes, 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 and heck yes. About the person you were, the person you are, and the person you continue to be.
Mm-hmm. It could be hey, Belichick, Kraft will get you in eventually. But you know who's been a good guy his whole career? Roger Craig.
Yep.
First 1,000 season. The NFL Offensive Player of the Year in 88. Those Super Bowl runs with the 49ers. That's what I'm sitting back here wondering. I'm wondering if the snub of Kraft and Belichick paves the way for Roger Craig to finally get that knock on the door, to finally get that phone call, to finally get his Canton moment.
Mm-hmm.
Wouldn't that be special?
It'd be awesome. Make it happen.
All I'm saying is if this is what paves the way for Roger Craig, I'd have no qualms. He is so deserving. And he's not one of those guys who's going to sit up there and campaign for why he deserves to be in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. Some Husker fans have done it. Some 49ers fans have done it. Craig's not the type of guy to sit out there and say, I deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Well, I'll say it. Roger. You deserve to be in the Hall of Fame.
Yes.
And I hope this is the year he finally gets that knock on the door. Who's the guy who always does the announcements?
Oh,
yeah, the chairman of the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
So those are great videos.
If this is the year that Roger Craig finally gets that knock on his door saying, hey, you're in Canton, buddy, that'd be a special moment. So there is not the silver lining, because I don't think Belichick and Kraft need a silver lining. They'll be in the Hall of Fame eventually. But the hope for me is that if those guys get snubbed, it means that it's because Roger Craig's in.
Because he's in. It's an amazing time. But it's just interesting. I think there some of those somewhere along their journeys, they're just being held back for just a minute. And I do, it's a tough one because you have that, because you can't really talk about the history of the NFL without talking about those two either. Bill Belichick, Kraft being the owner. I think he was becoming, I think it was like in that 16th or 17th owner possibly to get in, or vying to be the 17th to get in. They will be in. Just pumping the brakes for a few moments.
Like, we're just not going to make you a first ballot.
Nope. I think it's also interesting. Do you see the comments by Tom Brady on the podcast? On his Let's Go podcast with Jim Gray. He asked about his rooting interest for the Super Bowl. See that?
I did not.
I don't have a dog in the fight in this one. May the best team win. And in terms of the Patriots, the new chapter in New England, I'm glad everyone's embraced the Mike Vrabel regime. All the amazing players that have worked so hard to get their club that position. We did it for 20 years. There was a little bit of a hiatus, but the Patriots are back. Very exciting time for everyone in New England. End quote.
Huh. That's a pretty PR.
And he's not calling the game.
That's a pretty PR bland answer.
It's just interesting.
Does it almost feels there's a chip on the shoulder, gotta be, from the Patriots moving on from him, which it's not as bad. Manning has the same kind of relationship with Indianapolis. He's thankful for his time in Indianapolis, but I think Peyton Manning feels a lot prouder of his time as a Bronco because that was the time after he was written off.
Oh yeah, that was that was the redemption. I'm done. I got the next up. Blah blah.
Everyone wrote off Peyton Manning with that neck injury, the weird thing he was dealing with the season. And Colts said, "All right, we got our chance at Andrew Luck. We're gonna hey, thanks Peyton, but we don't want you no more. We don't think you got any gas left in the tank. We're gonna get Andrew Luck." And Peyton Manning with a chip on his shoulder goes out and has all those successful years in Denver, the best offense in NFL history, the Super Bowl win.
It's when they wanted him.
And I think Peyton feels more like a Denver Bronco than an Indianapolis Colt, despite all the years. And he's had some moments back in Indianapolis.
It's when they wanted you. That team wanted me when nobody else wanted me. And I was still a winner.
Those years are more special to Peyton, I think.
Now, there is a caveat to this, I'm sure. I'm sure there's anxiety, there's separation going on in New England.
Well, I just wonder if it's the same thing with Tom Brady with Tampa wanted me.
They wanted me.
New England ain't want me no more, despite all the championships I brought them.
Now, also, I mean, it's the other part of this could be, but I do believe in that. I do believe exactly what you're saying. Could it be part of also he has a little ownership somewhere else and his potential new head coach is with the Seahawks? Maybe. But I think if you beloved or totally in, as we say around here in Nebraska, if you're in, you never lose that love for that place or that, you know what, you're always going to be that brand. You're always like, I'm from Charlotte, North Carolina. I didn't go to Carolina, but I will always love the Tar Heels because that was my first passion of a fan. Do I love Nebraska? Absolutely. Just from the fan perspective. But I think as you spend time as a player somewhere, you're a fan of that team, or you would think so. You're beloved for so many years, but something in that New England era is like,
Something's rubbed Todd the wrong way.
Yes.
Yeah.
To him to say that, a lot the wrong way. But they're snubbed. They'll have to wait another year. Let's all just hope that our beloved Roger Craig gets the call. That'd be magnificent. So, all right, let's take another break. We'll come back. Do some stories that we missed.
We could probably find one more talk.
Oh, yeah, we got it.
Stories we missed.
I got something. We both got something. Good job, Manny. Let's go. Greg Cho, or eat soup for that matter. Yeah. This weather coming up, it's really it's messing with the palate.
Oh, we got to talk about the Josh Martin thing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yep. Well, let's get that. Let's move this over here. We don't need you anymore. Don't need you. Following. Why? We didn't think about that. Do they deny Tom Brady?
What do you mean?
Into the Hall first ballot?
Is he eligible yet?
No, I'm just saying.
Nah, he'll be first ballot.
He's the other head of that monster, right? I'm just throwing it out there. I just thought about it. I'm like, wait, we talked about Tom, but
I don't think he pissed off anybody. Ooh, I need a song.
welcome back to the morning hookup. I feel trippy.
I really didn't think this intro was this long.
Yeah, it's
Coming.
like a run-on sentence.
Oh, maybe. Do you know the name of this group?
Nope.
Heroes.
Hey. Now it makes sense. That's a lot. I mean,
I didn't remember that intro being 40 seconds long.
we've had special team coaches stay longer, shorter than that.
Josh Martin.
You're the next contestant on the. No, you're not. It's interesting. I don't know what to think about.
It's the two sides that I don't know what to think.
I just think optically people are like, well, I don't want that. Nothing shit mentality.
Well, after Matt Rule said a couple of weeks ago, before Eckler had left for USC, that he had trusted guys like in particular, and Josh Martin being one of those guys that you mentioned. It feels weird now that you lost Eckler and now Josh Martin's also a threat. The two sides of this I can see are: is this a guy that is getting off the sinking ship of, oh wait, I don't want all that responsibility.
I don't want all this.
Or on the other side, is this Matt Rule going a different direction for special teams coordinator and telling Martin and Martin saying, okay, well, I got this great opportunity down in Texas to go be a head high school football coach. I don't want to continue being this kind of analyst behind the scenes. I want to be an on-field coach. And if I'm not going to be a special teams coordinator, I'm going to find a different role.
It's hard because this will be the most scrutinized decision all of a sudden, or lack of decision, whichever way you want to look at it. Because obviously there was a lot of vote for Coach Eck to stay around these parts. Don't know how that went down, right? Then you felt like, oh. But then Rule tried to give you like, hey, we got you handled. That's a group that kept you in and won you some games last year. Right? That's a group that was the most scrutinized group previous years. You got a guy that you knew could get it done, got it done. He wanted to get back to Lincoln. Maybe he wanted more. Okay, we get it. But then you're like, we're good. Josh Martin now gone. The question is, where do you turn to? That's a group that's got to stay on top. It's got to have a big-time personality within it. Because you're sitting back there, you got a couple guys still in the room. Is it they have the three? Nick Humphrey, the analyst, is still there. He worked with Eck at Tennessee.
The three names that Rule brought up on Sports Nightly a couple weeks ago. Nick Humphreys. The quote from him was, Nick Humphrey played for him at Tennessee, worked with him at Tennessee. Josh Martin, and then he said the secret weapon we've had has been Brett Maher. So the three names: Nick Humphreys, Josh Martin, Brett Maher.
You're down to two.
One of those guys is out the door. And I guess the first place my mind goes is that it was going to be Humphreys and Maher more in the lead role, with Martin working behind the scenes. Martin saying, I want to be an on-field coach. I want to have a big role. I'm going to go down in Texas. That's the first place my mind goes. But
probably
the concern you have in the back of your mind is the guy looking at what his role is going to be with his special teams next year without Eckler and being like, I'm not the sinking ship. Though I think that's less likely. That would make a little less sense to me.
Yes. And it's that you got to think about the kids in the room too. Uncertainty in the room right now. Obviously can't go anywhere, things like that, but uncertainty who the leader is. And I know there's a lot of push for this and that person, but it's an interesting decision coming up. And it's not about The decision needs to come with confidence and have confidence in the group. Because currently right now, most people are looking at this. We had Coach Eck come in here, he changed the world in that group, right? Where's the confident hire coming from? And what I mean by that, it's got to have some teeth with it from the resume teeth, because I think, and I believe this, Coach Rule simply telling you it's going to be okay with a guy isn't flying right now with a lot of people.
Mm-hmm.
That's my personal sitting here listening going, it's just not Caleb. You and I had a discussion about, the dunk contest in football, and it's not a very good, highly happy topic when you bring it up because of the service that we've been given for, and not just Coach Rule, for a long time.
Well, there's a lot of doubts out there right now. You've been
This is this one of the most doubtful off seasons you've encountered? It feels like that to me.
Well, and I think it's probably not partially, probably mostly because of Rule. Rule has said one thing, and then the results you see on the field don't back that up. You're confident in the abilities of Garrett McGuire to go lead a room despite his age. Well, that didn't work out.
Nope.
You're confident this team is going to be the most physical team on the field. Well, that didn't work out. If you load up the box against this Husker football team, they're going to absolutely murder you. No, they didn't. There's so many things you've heard where Matt Rule has this air of confidence about him in a press conference, and then results in the field don't match. Hey, Butler's going to keep that same standard of defense. Well, no, he didn't.
Mm-hmm. We've got that level of
that defensive line. They're going to be hell on wheels. Well, no, they weren't.
Saying less right now is getting more.
Yeah, now you're confident in what Humphreys and Martin and Maher can bring you.
Sure. I think a lot of Husker fans going, sure.
Exactly. And
Sure.
and it's because there's been so many times you've written a check that you can't keep. It's not cashing. That check that you're writing in a press conference in the offseason, it ain't cashing come fall. So there's just doubt from Husker fans. And they're seeing what Fred Hoiberg has done on the other side of things. How many times has Fred Hoiberg?
He told you every year this is a team going to be proud of the last few years. They've got 23 years of 20 wins.
And that's the comparison right now. Husker fans, they're all in on basketball because
the proof is there. And again, you look at Coach Hoiberg and not just saying it, look at the evolution of him as a coach. Go back a short few years when his model was different, right? His model was different. His model was everything about portal. Everything every year, X amount of kids from the portal, Got to have a superstar, right? Got to have the money. Now, the staff has changed. He got that staff locked in now. You got guys that are true basketball guys. His evolution as a coach has changed, and look what it's done for not just culture, but buy-in and all that stuff. The proof in the pudding. We have not gotten that same result, right, on the other side from football.
Mm-hmm.
So it's very interesting. I hear you, Jason. That's a popular guy right now.
We'll see.
It's a popular guy.
I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't either. But at some point, again, I think this is a life discussion. Sometimes it's okay to get out of your own way. I tell my kids this a lot. Don't act like you're the smartest guy in the room all the time. Surround yourself with those people. Right? I know it at the top, it starts and ends with you, but look around you. Okay? Look around you. If you're right, if you're at a poker table and you're looking for the fish, you can't find the fish, guess what? The fish.
Ask Chauncey Billups.
That's you. Ask Chauncey Billups. But it's sometimes it's get out of your own way. Say less, do more, get out of your own way.
Yeah. And to look at these two potential names, and hey, maybe Matt Rule has gone, and it would fly in the face what he said 2 weeks ago. Maybe he's gone and found another candidate from another coaching staff to bring in, not an internal hire, but it sounded like as of 2 weeks ago, he was pretty confident going in internal. Two names, Nick Humphrey and Brett Maher. Let's take you through. Nick Humphrey graduated high school the same year as me.
Yikes.
Fun fact.
Yep.
26 years old. He was a walk-on at Tennessee, played 5 seasons there, was a key member of their special teams unit.
Yep.
Then was a graduate assistant for Coach Eckler, and was brought in as a special teams analyst whenever Eckler came over last year. So he's entering his second season at Nebraska. In terms of full-time coaching, graduate assistants and analyst is a little different nowadays, and there's some gray area there, but we'll just say minimal coaching experience. 3 years of coaching experience, though 2 years as a grad assistant, 1 year as a special teams analyst, never led a room by himself.
The only confident part about that would be is he was with Coach Eck.
Yeah. Brett Maher, we know about his special teams acumen, was great at Nebraska, played for the Cowboys for years.
His is a specialty, though, right now.
Yeah. He's just place kickers and kickoffs. That's been what he's been focused in on.
Yeah, we got better there.
His coaching experience in total, 1.5 years. So you're talking the two guys that you have to lead your special teams units have a total combined 4.5 years of coaching experience.
Mm-hmm.
4.5. I have more experience in radio.
Yep.
Now is it different? Yeah, it's different. Maher played for years in the NFL. He's involved in high-level special teams.
When you do something as a job or as that doesn't mean it translates to the coaching world.
That's what these are the doubts that are going to come up with.
Well, it's going to be safe. It's going to be easy. But in those positions, if you're going to want to be a big dog, you got to act like one and perform like one.
And for as long as special teams has been an issue for Nebraska, to lose the guy that fixed it in a year, replacing with two guys that have a combined 4.5 years of special teams experience, yeah, the alarm bell should be ringing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's an interesting one.
Hey,
Jason says it won't happen because Rule would have to admit he was wrong for letting him go.
We're at the point, Oaksy, of I'm pretty confident. And hey, maybe by the time July rolls around, it depends what Husker baseball does, but it doesn't feel like Nebraska's on pace to win an offseason national title this year.
Nope.
First time in a long time.
In maybe the history.
It doesn't feel like Nebraska.
I don't think there's again, these guys and gals, they do a great job down there with their videos. I don't know if there's a video out there that can help this time. It's just not. Nebraska fans and whatever, not just fans, us, everybody's going to be going, I don't want to hear it right now. I want to see it. I'm going to see it. We've been told so long. You know what I am confident in? Taking a break.
Getting to some stories that we missed?
Yes. We'll be right back. I like that. That went somewhere I didn't think it was going to go. That's what I love about radio. That kind of conversation goes somewhere I didn't know it was going. Arlo, good luck. He's going to try out the meatball subs tonight. Let's go. Buy the good hoagie buns. Bread is an unsung hero with subs.
Oh, yeah. It's the last thing you think about in a sandwich, but it's the most important element.
Yes.
It's like that pizza crust.
Mm-hmm. Let me tell you, you ever gone to places and you got in a burger like, oh, man, that burger was good, but the bun they used was really good. What side dish, Arlo? You got to pair it up good, too.
If you go on meatball sub, I think you can go pretty simple. Just go potato chips on the side.
Yeah, potato chips.
Simple.
Homemade fries. Some kind of sweet potato chip. And got the crusty hoagies from Russ's Bakery. Yeah, just cut the. Am I right or wrong with the fact that the good buns could be hot dog or hoagies? You have to cut them open.
Oh yeah,
they're not pre-sliced.
No, pre-sliced buns. Get them out of here. Get them out.
Really good local bread out there now. I'm not dunking them. Definitely homemade fries. Yes. That's one thing I want to add to my kitchen. Not add like permanently, but I need like a little fryer. I want a real fryer. Welcome back in the morning. Hook. A few moments left. Thank you for hanging out with us. Arlo, good luck on those meatball subs. You're going homemade fries. That's one thing I wanted to do. I want a little fryer. A little single unit fryer. Easy to clean. Single basket fryer to fry the fries in.
My dad had one. Really, whenever you do pull it out, convenient to have. It's that oil right if you want. It holds it there. You put it on top. You don't get splatter everywhere. Problem being is it cleanup on it is a bit of a pain. Like you have to take that oil and you're gonna strain it off. You don't want to waste all that oil. If you're gonna deep fat fry, it's a lot of oil you can use time.
Oh, yeah. I just think a really nice fried fry in a real fryer is the best.
Oh, absolutely. But then you gotta take that oil and you gotta strain it. You let it cool down.
Yep.
You strain it back into the receptacle and you use it once or twice. Then you gotta replace it with more oil. And
That was like our mess last night. Still not very cleaned up, but like frying the burgers last night with the cast iron stove. It's a disaster. I left it there long enough to see if anybody else would clean it up.
Well, you got to let it sit long enough to let the fat kind of congeal and scrape it off.
Yeah.
And then, you know what my easy cleaning solution is? So if it's just something like that, I just throw some oil in the pan, or some water in the pan,
kick it back up,
back on the stove, let the water boil, and then whatever's left with that fat, if it's in the boiling water, stuff that down the drain.
Stace, are you listening? I'm just kidding.
See, because if you get most of it off, whatever is boiling that water, the hot water,
it'll take care of it.
It takes it down the drain with
it will. It'll be fine.
And then run some hot water down too. And then you can get, like, I have one of the metal scrubbers, like the steel wool.
Mm-hmm.
Scrub the cast iron. It's all good to go.
I get a little wacky because I just remember my mom like having the soup can, filling it up with the grease when she's done cooking the soup can. I said yes. She's listening. Dang it. Sorry, honey.
Now, with the French fries, the key is the double fry.
Oh,
that's the key. Is you fry it at the lower temperature, get it nice and soft on the inside, and then you kick that oil temperature up and double fry it.
Yeah, she still texts me. What did I do? Soup cans are great. So do old coffee cans for grease.
I do that with bacon grease, not in the other. The bacon grease is the one I keep because
right down the drain.
Bacon grease you can use in so many dishes.
Yeah,
I just don't cook enough bacon.
It got really cold here. It's cold. All right, let's do a couple stories that we missed.
The stories we missed. The morning hookup.
Boy, you mentioned it earlier. The trade deadline in NBA is heating up. That team that I think you mentioned, I was talking about the Warriors. You see who the most aggressive team now is? It's the sources are saying for Giannis, the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Interesting. Can you imagine? I said this last week, and I'll say it again. Could you imagine an Anthony Edwards, Giannis pick and roll? Woo! Both those guys getting downhill towards the rim. Oh boy.
Also, this morning, what's going on with the Clippers? James Harden? All of a sudden, late in this thing, he's up for trade. He wants out, maybe.
If you are just a casual NBA fan, you need to root for the Clippers this year. And I'll tell you why. This was a big story at the beginning of the year because the Clippers are really scuffling. Currently, the most dominant team in the NBA is the Oklahoma City Thunder.
Yep.
The Oklahoma City Thunder own the Clippers' first-round draft selection this upcoming summer. Woo. So if the Clippers continue to suck, they were for a long time the number one pick, and the Thunder were going to get themselves another number one pick. You need to root for the Clippers because that first-round pick is going to the Thunder.
Yep. They're Paul George out, suspended for a substance. They're saying, I'm reading sources here saying that possibly the landing spot, the one that's been most interested so far in Harden, the Cleveland Cavaliers, could be a landing spot for him.
Now, the trade deadlines come in at Thursday, 2 p.m. Central Time.
Yep.
So there's still some time left. I know the odds of Giannis remaining with the Bucks they've been going up. Apparently, the Bucks asking price is very, very high, as it should be. And the serious suitors seem to be kind of losing some interest in how much trade capital or how much trade capital, draft capital they'd have to give up. But it would seem the serious suitors right now are the T-Wolves, the Warriors, and the Knicks. The
T-Wolves would, if they got Giannis, they would flip upside down the West. Yep, that West would be incredible.
with the
Giannis, Anthony. But again, what are they going to have to give up? Be interested to see what they got to give
and
up.
how long would it take them to actually get that system clicking? I mean, they'd have to give up a ton, I'd assume. You're probably giving up Julius Randle. You're probably giving up Naz Reid. You're probably giving up, I mean, most of that team. It would become the Anthony Edwards and Giannis show. But once playoff basketball rolls around, I don't know if there's any team in the NBA that could stop an Anthony Edwards and Giannis pick and roll.
I don't see it. It'd be crazy.
But what else would the T-Wolves have? 2 players aren't going to win you an NBA Finals. 2 players can win you a lot of games, can take you a long way in the playoffs.
They can't win the whole thing.
You'd have to have the right role players around them.
The Bucks are going to make you pay, and as they should. Tomorrow, Henry T. Buchanan. I want to get into a discussion tomorrow, too. I think it's an interesting topic. Former players making comments on their former teams. It happened because his kid plays at Syracuse. Melo made some comments about his former club, what it does. But T will be with us. You guys, everybody else. What a great Tuesday. Thanks for hanging out with us. Have a great Tuesday. Take care of yourself and each other. We'll catch you on a hump day.